Lord. Yes. What a great week it has been so far. And yeah, we're going to close it out with hopefully some more good times and good laughs. So let's do it. Welcome back to Eddie B TV. I am, of course, Eddie B. Nice to see y'all. And we are back at you again today for another reaction video. And on this wonderful Friday, we are going to get into another one from Tim Minchin today. All right. Well, I know that I'm a broken record, so I'll just recap. You know, I told you guys that the first time I ever saw this man was on Californication, the TV show. He played Atticus Fetch, funny ass dude on the show, and he was a musician on the show as well. And he just had me rolling, man. So to get to see him for the first time there was pretty fun. And from the time I started the channel, I got suggestions to do him, and I didn't really know him by name. So then when I finally saw his face for the first time doing on the channel, then I was just like, oh snap, I know this dude, and been having fun with his clips ever since. So yeah, we're gonna get into another one from Tim today. And this one's gonna be titled, If You Open Your Mind Too Much, Your Brain Will Fall Out. Take my wife, in parentheses right there. Well, I think there's some truth to the statement. I don't know exactly how he's gonna, you know, refer to the statement at all. But yeah, I'm a very open-minded dude in very many ways, to be, you know, quite frank. But, you know, I think there's like a cutoff point. Not because you're not interested in a lot, but there's only so much that you can take on before, you know, things start to like really affect your overall mental state, day by day mental state. You know, like everyone wants to learn everything and learn so much, and that's nothing wrong with that, you know. But I think sometimes going on overload could be a problem, depending on what it is that you're, you know, taking in. But yeah, that's just my take on it. So we'll see what he's talking about with it, and we're gonna have some fun with it, hopefully. So let's get into it. Like I said, Tim Minchin with "If You Open Your Mind Too Much, Your Brain Will Fall Out. Take my wife." And if you like this reaction, please hold on the like button for me one time. Subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and leave a nice comment for you, boy, if you don't mind. Constructive critiques, leave a nice suggestion or request, and throw a couple zingers at your boy. Friendly dialogue, no drama here, all right? Don't want no drama, no. No, not any of it in my life. So yeah, man, been a pretty good week. You know, I was able to get into some new stuff, at least for Monday, you know, miscellaneous Monday being the new thing that I'm trying to try out on you guys and see if it works. It's basically a substitute for Random Sunday, but hey, still got to make sure I'm putting out the good stuff that makes you guys laugh. And it makes me laugh as well, you know. We all know what this is all about here. So, oh yeah, stuff in my face. So yeah, man, let's go ahead and see what the man Tim Minchin has in store for us, man. No more talking, let's do it. Tim Minchin with "If You Open Your Mind Too Much, Your Brain Will Fall Out. Take my wife," right here on Eddie B TV. Wonderful Friday and stand up. Let's close out the laughs very strongly. Let's do it. Yes, very much so. All right, let's get situated with this one here. And here we go.
I have loads of religious friends, though. Like, surprisingly, I have. Well, I mean, I have some. I have some. I know some religious people. I know a religious person, and we have a lot of discussions. He's a friend of mine, and we, you know, get very boring over dinner. And I get the feeling that he worries about me because his faith brings him such joy, and he sees such beauty through the filter of this faith, that he thinks my world must be a grey and horrible and bitter and sort of cynical place. But I'm not cynical. Oh, I'm very excited about the world. Like I'm just excited about like the more sciencey ideas rather than the magic-y ones, you know?
True.
Like the theory of evolution, you know? Like this amazing theory, Darwin's theory of natural selection. I mean, not only is it, what's the word? Right.
Oh, yeah.
That gets a gasp in America.
True.
Amazing. The first guy who made that joke 150 years ago, I bet he didn't think it'd still be getting a laugh. Not only is it wicked science, but also it's exciting and beautiful, isn't it? This idea that an individual of a species can be born, like, mutated in a good way. And in the moment of this individual's birth, it holds within its genetic code the potential for its entire species to take a huge evolutionary leap forward, you know? Isn't it brilliant. And doesn't it make you wonder what life would have been like being one of those individual mutant freaks, you know? What did the other kids think? Imagine being the first dude ever to have feet. I think that'd be really tough. I mean, where I went to school, you get teased for wearing the wrong clothes. Imagine turning up with a whole new appendage. I got these. My dad brought them back from Asia. And also what confuses me is how did these individual mutant freaks figure out how to use their new bits? I mean, there was no precedent. Did they just stumble upon their potential purpose by accident? You know, imagine you're a fish and you're like swimming in the ocean, just hanging out with your school or whatever, you know, like just chilling like fish do. And suddenly, out of nowhere, Tony just goes, I'm getting out. Yeah, I'm just freezing. I'm just going to pop out for a bit. Let me lie on my towel.
Jeez.
Bring you an ice cream. Don't bother, Tony, you're a freak. Tony's a freak. Let's go, school. Let's ostracize him for being different. No, don't ostracize me. I'll show you guys.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, gotta get that balance.
Fuck me. Those are gonna come in handy.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys. You guys, come here. And imagine what Tony would think standing there on his brand new feet on the brink of the beginnings of mankind as we know it, if he could look forward just a few short hundreds of millions of years to see one of his descendants, a Palestinian Jew by the name of Jesus, having a nail hammered through his feet, the very feet that Tony provided him with, as like a punishment for having a sort of schizophrenic discourse with a God who was created by man to explain the existence of feet in the absence of the knowledge of the existence of Tony.
Damn. That was a mouthful. Yeah. Oh, man.
I think that would have blown his little fishy mind.
Ah, definitely.
This fictional religious friend of mine and I, no, he's real. Till the end of this song. We always end up in a stalemate because he always ends conversations the same way. He says, well, Tim, I can't help you. You're just not very open-minded. So I've written him a song which is called, If You Open Your Mind Too Much, Your Brain Will Fall Out. Which I think is brilliant. Unfortunately, I didn't come up with it myself. I read it in a book. So to avoid copyright issues, I've given it a subtitle, which is, Take My Wife!
Okay. That's what it means, huh? All right.
If anyone can show me one example in the history of the world of a single psychic who's been able to prove under reasonable experimental conditions that they are able to read minds. And if anyone can show me one example in the history of the world of a single astrologer who's been able to prove under reasonable experimental conditions that they can predict future human events by interpreting celestial signs. If anyone can show me one example in the history of the world of a single homeopathic practitioner who's been able to prove under reasonable experimental conditions that solutions made up of infinitely tiny particles of good stuff dissolved repeatedly into relatively huge quantities of water have a consistently higher medicinal value than a similarly administered placebo. Anyone can show me one example in the entire history of the world of a single spiritual or religious person who's been able to show either empirically or logically the existence of a higher power with any consciousness or interest in the human race or ability to punish or reward humans for their moral choices, or that there is any reason other than fear to believe in any version of an afterlife.
Gee.
I will give you my piano, one of my legs, and my wife.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, see, man, jeez. He really knows how to really use that brain of his, man, I'm telling you. He has so much to say, man, and so many different artistic and very unique ways to actually get it out of him, you know what I mean? It's part of that weird human thing we got going on, isn't it? Yeah, I think so too. All right, y'all, that was Tim Minchin with If You Open Your Mind Too Much, Your Brain Will Fall Out. Subtitle, as he just pointed out, Take My Wife. Well, I mean, I think he already explained it in a way that, yeah, part of me can't even comprehend really, if I'm being really truly honest with you. But I mean, like for me, whenever I talk about religion to anyone at all, for any reason, as compared to evolution, it always veers way off. It always ends up being a war of words. It always becomes violent and just angry. So it's just like I choose to leave well enough alone for the most part now, especially at these times in my life, because I'm set in my ways. Other people are set in theirs. If they find something else out that might change their minds, good. If I do, which I don't think I will, then good for me too, you know. But it's every time I think about things that are in the Bible, you know, and things that, you know, come with these stories, man, it just means so little in comparison to the theory of evolution. Now, granted, I know that although it's still a higher percentage more proven evolution is than religion. You know what I mean? Even though I know that, you know, I read the Bible, you know, I've read it, you know, a few times, and there is some good things to know in there, things that can help you in everyday life. I think some things that don't change, fundamental things that don't change. But as the world changes, man, the Bible becomes less and less relevant, man. It becomes less and less of a tool to help you out, because it's like they try to find ways to update it, you know, but then it just like, it contradicts other things that were said. It says like, oh, but really, what we really meant was, nah, you really meant that. You're just trying to make sure your stuff still holds weight today and you can still brainwash people with it. But no, man, when I think about how human beings were, you know, created and or how they evolved or whatever, it seems like a very interesting story to take from evolution as opposed to religion. It's a lot easier, you know, and not only is it a lot easier, it's a lot simpler and it's a lot more sensical. So whenever someone wants to try to talk me out of my feelings about it, I'm like, look, how about you just don't try to talk me out of mine and I won't try to talk you out of yours, and let's just have a normal conversation. Let's watch sports, or let's have a meal, or watch a movie or something. Well, I don't like having the conversations anymore, because obviously those people, the religious people, won't be open-minded enough to see anything else, and we won't be open-minded enough to see anything that they're talking about. We were already raised with these stories, so if we veer away from them, maybe it's not really us that really needs to reevaluate it. It's the religious people. But that's just my feeling on it, and it's just really funny to think about like the steps that took place, you know what I mean? I think about it, you know, sometimes here and there, just to try to amuse myself with any sort of possibilities or weird scenarios or anything like that. But I just like, it's beyond my comprehension, to be honest with you. You know, I like to consider myself to be somewhat of a fairly intelligent person, but oh man, there's a lot of things I just can't wrap my head around. So I pick the thing that makes the most sense to me, and I just work with it, and I run with it, and I don't try to like, you know, yank people to my way of thinking. If you come my way based on just what I'm saying, and there's no other coercion going on, then okay, cool, fine. You know, we can have more conversations about this. You can tell me your life stories, I can tell you mine. We could probably meet somewhere in the middle, have a good time, have a good dialogue. It'll be all good. But if we don't, let's just backpedal and just say, hey, let's just get along here. Let's just be civil with one another and let the rest be what the rest is. When I die, I'll find out. When you die, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. But the stories, man, they still kind of weird me out in the Bible. And of course, some things about evolution kind of rub me the wrong way a little bit too. I mean, it's not an exact process, you know, not exactly. But it's always fun to hear about what other people think about it, just so you could tune in and just be amused and entertained and maybe learn a little something. But no, don't reach for the whole disliking button, or don't reach to cancel people and all that. It's just ridiculous. And I wish people would really stop doing that. But hey, what are you gonna do? You can only do so much with idiots. But yeah, that's all there is to do with that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off right there. One more time, Tim Minchin with "If you open your mind too much, your brain will fall out. Take my wife." And if you like that reaction, please boom on the like button for me. One more time, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and of course, as always, leave a nice comment for your boy. Constructive critiques, leave a nice suggestion or request, and throw a couple zingers at your boy. Friendly dialogue, no drama here, all right? Don't want any drama, so leave me alone with all of that. Don't care for it. So yeah, this is gonna be Eddie B TV signing off one more again here. Another great week to get to with stand-up comedy. And of course, the inauguration of Miscellaneous Mondays added to the list. And it's something that I think that I really needed to do, you know, just to like make sure that I have enough energy to handle life, man, because my life consisted of doing absolutely nothing for many, many years, you know, the last several years, in fact. And of course, you know, with the passing of certain family members, man, I just kind of got in my feelings a lot, and I just really did not care about life. But then, you know, got a nice little swift kick in the ass from all my memories and thinking about life and my family members, most notably my grandparents and my sister and all that. But my stepdad Greg and my uncle James were pivotal parts of my life as well. It's just like, it just really hurt to know that I'm not gonna be able to sit around and talk with them anymore. Me and my sister can't do the channel together. It's just, but yeah, man, all of that resulted in me pouring myself into this a little too much, and then I got exhausted. Next thing you know, I feel like I'm seeing things because of all the sleep I'm not getting. I swear, man, I've never really been big on sleep, man, you know, because I only used to get like, stay up like 20 hours plus sometimes a day, you know, and sometimes only average maybe about 2 or 3 hours of sleep, man. But now I've been getting better at it, trying to decide, you know, I think I said this to someone in the comments the other day, trying to figure out, oh yeah, my man Flawed Life, trying to figure out what's important to stay awake for, you know. But yeah, man, I'm trying to prioritize it correctly so that way I don't burn myself out. So yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in one more time to this one, man. Had a lot of fun getting to it, man. Tim Minchin, man, he's a very funny dude, and I always like his take on things. May not agree with 100%, but I'll say 95+%, I'm pretty much on the same page with him, at least some of the way, because some things I just don't understand, and I gotta learn a little bit more. But yeah, man, great to get to it, man, and gosh, I just love laughing, don't you guys? So yeah, we got Music Saturday coming up tomorrow, man. Hopefully you guys like what I got in store, man. It should be pretty good. So until next reaction, love and appreciate y'all. Peace.